All right, folks, we're back with another episode of Morphy's Games of Chess. We're in the midst of the American Chess Congress, and we got the fourth round, November 8th, 1857, between Paul Morphy, and Lewis Paulson. Okay? All right, Paul Morphy, he's got the white pieces. Here he goes. He launches the E-pawn. No surprise. Paulson sticking to the Sicilian once again, all right? He hasn't had much luck with this, but he's sticking to his guns. Here he goes. Morphy with the knight. Paulson with his E6 move on move 2. All right, here we go. They trade the D-pawns. Centralized knight for Morphy. There you go. There you have it. All right, what's Paulson do? Once again, we've seen it in the other ones, folks, the other games, okay? Paulson Sicilian. He likes bringing the king bishop out, attacking that knight. On D4, Morphy with the best move, okay? Bishop to E3. All right, the other games, the first two, he played this guy. He played this one over. He moved the knight over, okay? 2 games. The third game, he plays this one. Now, here we are, the fourth game between Morphy and Paulson in this position. And you got bishop to E3. Okay, now get a load of this. Okay, so now we saw this in the third time they fought this out. Okay, Paulson does the same reply. Queen to B6. Right now in that other game, the knight leaped over here. Okay, but this time we touched on the notes in that game. The best move was knight to C3, and Morphy does it right here. He does it. He plays knight to C3. Get that piece developed. Come on. Get those pieces out into the battlefield. All right. So now we got the knight on C3, and get a load of this. We touched on it, folks. We touched on the notes. If you haven't seen the other game between Paulson and Morphy, the last one they went at it, we talked about this trap, and Paulson goes in for it. He grabs the poison pawn. I can't believe it. I couldn't believe it, and neither can the commentators. Here they go. They give the double question mark. Dubious move. That's a double dubious. 2 question marks. Here it is. Paulson taking the B pawn. Oh, boy. Folks, there's so many openings. Where black jumps with the queen. Grabbing the B2 pawn. Poison pawn, you lose a lot of time, but here it totally loses. Here it's just a totally losing move. Dubious, double question mark move. All right, here it is. Here's the notes. Okay, enough of me yapping. Morphy, having improved on his play at move 6 in the previous Sicilian, Paulson makes a surprising blunder, which leaves the game almost devoid of interest. All right, here we go. The move on the board. Did you see it, folks? Here we go. The king knight leaping to B5. Now look at that queen on B2. Not much breathing room. Nowhere to really run, right? Okay, here we go. Paulson jumps at taking the bishop on E3. Okay, but look. Here we go. We got the notes. Here we go. We got the notes. If he plays something like this, because you got to see, folks, the bishop's hanging too, okay? The queen's getting a little shaky over there. No breathing room. Nowhere to run. Okay? But also the bishop's hanging on C5, right? So they give this move. What if you move the queen out, ready maybe to come here if need be, but at the same time you're protecting the C5 bishop, right? Well, you do something like this, right? You just bring the rook here now. Okay. Now where's the queen go, right? Only safe square is A5, and then you lose the piece, right? You lose that bishop you're trying to defend. So it even says here in the notes, queen to B4 is of no avail. Rook to B1, winning at least a piece, meaning that bishop, okay? So anyway, right, let's even, just thinking right off the top of my skull right here. If he goes like this, okay, you got the check move. See, you figure if you move that bishop, if you move the knight, then the bishop hangs, right? The C5 bishop, but you got the check, right? You got the check. Let's just jump even like this. Look, the check, and then the king moves, and wherever you want. Would actually, look at this. This is crazy. Let's get the engine going in here. This looks interesting. I love these tactics. This is crazy. This is why we're doing it, folks. This is why we're doing this. We're beefing up on our tactics. Right? Analyze game here. Let's bring the genius in. This is the chess engine. Now look, let's go back a move just to see. I just wanted to see. Is this off the cuff? This right off the cuff, because I'm saying if he hits the b5 knight, the knight's got to move, and then the queen could grab that bishop on c5, right? But oh, look at this. Oh, look at this move, folks. Oh, come on. I didn't even see it. Look at this. The queen jumping at d6. With mate coming on f8, could black even hang in here? What could he do? The dark squares, folks. That bishop, the dark square bishop for black is gone. Look at this. What kind of move is this? You take it. This is spiteful check, I guess. What else is he gonna do here? Look at this. Unbelievable. This is the only move. You know it's over. You know it's over, folks. Here comes the queen, right? Only one square, right? What do you do now? What do you do? All right, there you go. There you go. Look at this. Look at this. If he takes the knight, can you get a load of this one? If he takes, look at this, right? Let's see. If he takes, let me see. If he takes here, right? Wait, what's going on? Oh, the rook protects. It's all over, folks. It's all over. I can't even see all those pieces swarming. Look at this. There's so many of them. Look at the rook down on b1 still. Oh, forget about it. There you go. He comes up. He's got no hope. Nothing left. Look at this. Goodbye. Goodbye. Game over. All right. Thank you, engine. Thank you very much. You know, it's early morning. I'm a little, you know, still half asleep. I'm not catching it all, folks. The things you got to do, though, you know, to make ends meet. Here we are. I'm trying to present it to you best I can. All right. So there you go. So the queen going to b4. All right. No hope. No hope. You're still lost. What are you doing? All right. So anyway, look, here we go. Now, here's an interesting try, okay? Here's a try. You swing the bishop over here, you know, trying to attack c3. Now, if you do something like this, like a dope, you're going after that queen. No good, because now you get the check in. It's a check, right? All right, so you take back, and then, look, then you get this guy. Now you're giving check with the queen, and the queen runs, however you want to do it, right? The queen runs. She's getting out of there. Look at this. Now I think Black's winning. Black's up a piece. Up a piece. What did you do? You blew it. That's what you did. All right, so look, okay, simple enough. Okay, you do something like this. You're going after the queen. Boom, you hit him with that, right? That's the idea. Bishop to b4. That's the try, right? But lo and behold, no good. It falls apart after bishop d2. The old masters, folks, I'm just reading the notes right here. Bishop to d2 does it all, folks. White wins the queen, right? Because, look, you try it now. Look, you try. Guess what, folks? No, you don't. Not like a dope. You don't take this way, let the queen out, see? She gets away. You take with the bishop now. See? Now, where's that queen gonna go, huh? No b4 anymore. That queen is a goner, right? Even if you take, I mean, here they're saying, look at the engine. Take the bishop instead, huh? Bring this, I guess because you want to pull the, look at this, folks. It's all over. You take the bishop. I can't even get it out. You take the bishop on c3 to drag the knight back. Why? Because look at this. If you take the rook, right? Now we can take with the bishop, okay? And now we got two threats. We're winning a rook, baby. Look, you got the rook over here. Let's say, okay, what are you going to do? Look, you got this. Let's just make a senseless move, okay? You got this one over here to check, winning the rook, right? Okay. And if you try to guard that, I don't know, you play your knight over here to protect c7 to stop this guy, right? Hey, did you see this one over here? This guy, look, bishop takes. Now you win this rook over here on h8. He's a goner, folks. He's a goner. It's all over. Game over. Come on, forget about it. What are we talking about? Let's get out of here. Come on, we got to get out of this line. This is a joke. All right, so this is why, you know, Paulson going in with this queen taking pawn totally loses to the king knight jumping to b5. Black's busted right now. Okay, well, Paulson goes in with this line. He takes there. All right, so here we go. We put the rook on b1, and as again, you look at it, where's the queen going to go? She's got no squares, right? All right, so Paulson figures, let me get the rook for it at least. All right, and Morphy takes back with the knight. Okay, he captures with the knight. So now, if you still haven't seen it, even though I just showed it to you in the other line, White's threatening. Morphy's threat is now knight to C3. I mean C7. Knight to C. Let me throw this stupid move in again. Knight to C7, right? Forking king and rook, winning this guy, right? It's sitting, waiting to be played. Okay, so now here's Paulson. He throws the bishop here. So now he's protecting that C7 square, also the D6 square. You know, you hit him with this. Let me give you an example. He puts it here for a reason, to protect D6 and C7. Because if he pulls it over this way, if he jumps to B6, okay, yes, he protects this one, right? But he leaves this guy open. Look at this, the D6 square. Morphy can utilize, he utilized D6 in the other games, folks. It's unbelievable how this D6 square was Paulson's Achilles heel, really, in every game. All right, so look, watch. If he now he's threatening to just take the bishop, right? It's a check move. So if he tries to protect the bishop, do you see this one? Now he wins this rook over here. Can you get a load of this? Look at this guy. What a wise guy, huh? This knight, this confounded knight. You know, what a real wise guy. You know, you try to protect losing one rook, you lose the other one, right? I mean, that's what you get when you let a knight up there in an outpost. Look at that D6 square, right? Deadly. So that's what, and you know, again, if you know, he goes this way. It's the engine. Look, the engine, king to F8, right? Because you'd rather lose a bishop than just a rook, right? I mean, come on, you know. And look at the answer. He tries to trap the knight. Who cares? You come out. If they trade over here, you got the queen, right? I mean, come on. It's no hope for black. All right, now he's trying to hang on. So the better move is, yes, he puts the bishop here, okay? He puts protects against both of these threats, right? It's pretty crazy. All right, so anyway, here we go. Here's Morphy's answer, right? Get out of here. Get off of that diagonal, right? Get off of that diagonal. Give me those squares. I want to fork with my knight one way or the other. Okay. Now, Paulson, he doesn't pull the bishop in. I mean, he's got one more square, right? He's got one more square, and, you know, to try to protect D6 and C7. But I mean, look at the engine going in. You know what? Let me take the engine off so we don't get exhausted here. We don't get ahead of ourselves, right? We'll stick with the game because we could go down the roads, the side roads, right? I mean, forget about it. We'll be here forever. All right. So now, okay, I'll show you what they do. Okay, just to touch on it. You know, if he pulls back there, you hit him with this one. He hits you. If you take, you know, he takes. I played a little bit against Shredder, you know, because the old masters didn't comment on this move, folks. They didn't touch on it at all, the bishop going back. So, you know, if you hit him now, he hits you. All right, your pawns are doubled on the E-file, right? They don't look too great. But, you know, get a load of this. You swing the queen up here, attacking G7. And you get a pretty good attack. I mean, however he's going to do. One time he went like this, you know, and you capture over here, and then you castle, you get the F-file, you get an attack down the F-file. You cause tactical problems for black. It's very hard to hold on. Okay? That's just some ideas there. Now, in another time, he played instead, he protected this way. Now you got dark square weakness all over the place. All right, and again, you take over here, you castle, right? And you got a lot of play. I mean, you got the initiative, folks. You got the queen for let's see, what is it? For a rook and knight, you got the queen. Okay? And if he's dumb enough to do something like this, you know, he's just wasting time, folks. He's just wasting time. All right? You castle. It's not about the pawns, all right? It's not about the pawns in this game, folks. Black's going to come under a deadly attack. All right, so anyway, I'll leave it to you guys to play around with that one. Okay? So, let's see. again, we go into a whole different game. Let's get into what they did, right? So on Morphy's G3, you got Paulson hitting the knight. You take me, I'll take you. All right. Well, on this case, Morphy goes right in, because look at those pawns now. These pawns are better than the variation I came up with. We had double E pawns, right? Look at these pawns now, side by side. I mean, folks, that's nice. You got control of these squares, you understand? So now you got the queen for a rook and knight. Okay, a rook and knight, and you got pretty good attacking chances too, all the same. All right, you got those pawns on E4 and F4 controlling the center. All right, so here we go. Morphy's in charge. He knows what he's doing. All right, here we go. Here we go. So they traded the minor pieces, right? They took with their pawns. All right, so now you got Morphy bringing the knight back up to C3, getting the knight in the game. Here comes Paulson developing his knight. Okay, getting ready to castle. Morphy taking the pawn. Paulson getting out of dodge. He jumps his king to safety. All right, well, here it is. Here comes the knight again. D6, knight D6. And we saw in the other games when this D7 pawn, the D pawn is, barricaded, blocked up. You got the bishop on C8 locked in. And, okay, the rook this time's at least he's got the open A file to get out, maybe get in the game that way. Okay? But that bishop, it's a bad piece now. The knight, look at the knight. Oh, boy. That's some knight up there. Really shining there. All right. Now, no, I'm not going to say a knight in shining armor again. I used that line many times already. It's getting old, right? So I won't say it. Okay. So now, the knight, the queen knight for Paulson. All right, he's got to get the soldiers into battle. Look at this. Here comes the rook down the open G file, aiming right at the king, right? Now watch this. Here comes Paulson grabbing a pawn, huh? He grabbed the B pawn. Now he's grabbing the A pawn, Is this really what you want to do when you got to develop still? Okay, so here we go. Look at Morphy pushing the F-bomb. Here it comes. Pushing F5. He's threatening to push the pawn to F6. For instance, let's just make a dumb move over here. You're threatening to push up like this, right? Now you're going to open the G file no matter what, because when the knight moves, right? I mean, heck, you can't. This is illegal, folks. You can't even take there. Can't do it. See? All right. So anyway, you can't do it. Rook on G1, baby. All right. So the knight's got to come up, right? And then you could take over here. Maybe you don't even do that. I'm not even sure yet. But yeah, you take here. Look, you take here. You get the king taken, right? And then you could be threatening this knight, whether you launch this bomb up here, next one you win the knight because it's pinned. I mean, if he tries to block, look at this. Look at what's going on. I mean, do we want to take here? I'm not even sure. I didn't analyze it. You could launch the other one. This is pinned, guys. This knight can't move. You're going to try to push F5 next. And, if the king moves now, if he tries to come off of there, I mean, I guess he'd have to come up this way, right? To protect that H5. I mean, but then can't we just swing the rook right up? What's he going to do now? What's he going to do? I didn't even analyze this. Let me make sure I'm not misleading you guys. Let's do it again. Here we go. Let's do it again. I don't want to mislead you. That's when I use the engine, all right? I don't want to recommend some nonsense. Right? Okay, they're saying F5 anyway, huh? F5. Hit that knight. Get that knight out of here. Get out of here, you. Get out of here. This is what they want, huh? How's my move? Let's see my move. What does he do with this? What does he do? Was that a mistake? Knight takes, oh yeah, knight takes F4. Didn't even see it. Didn't even see it. Look at this. All right. Here you're gonna set up a discovery, I guess. He's gonna play E5 though. There you go. To protect the knight. And now the knight's pinned, right? The knight's pinned. You lose the. Let's see if he takes. Look at this one. If he takes this guy, look at this. If he takes there, a double whammy. Look at that. Did you ever see that one? I don't think I've seen that. You trade in a rook for two knights, but I never seen it done like this before. Look at this. You win it. You win it too. The knight can't block in any way. You know, one's pinned. He's out of luck, right? Look at this. He takes, you take that guy. Check, king moves, and then you grab the other one, huh? Wow. That's something else, huh? Pretty funny there. Pretty funny stuff. All right, so anyway, you know, it could go, it's a whole other game. It could go a million ways. It could go a million ways. There's probably stuff I'm missing, you know. They like this one, huh? They like that one. The knight moves. All right, now we go to G. Okay, now we go to G5. See? Now the knight moved to E5. There's no knight to F4 now. Look at that. Protecting. There's no way. What's he going to do? How's he going to stop me? What's he going to do? Oh, what's he got? A check for now? Well, one move? Okay, he's going to go there. All right, he's got saving grace right there. Saving grace. All right, big deal. What if I even took that guy, huh? Can I do this? Am I crazy enough to do it? Let's see. Because I see the knight coming to F7 with a check. If the rook tries to move or something, all right, he's going after with this guy, right? What's he going to do? What's he going to do? 95. All right. We get the check. Look at this. Watch this. We get the check. He goes down. We push the pawn up. What do we do? Threatened mate. He comes in. Yep. Because I'm going there. I figured, all right, he blocks this way. That's what I was looking at. See, if he moves the rook, right? That's no good because we made over here, right? Look at this. What could have happened? You know, all the crazy. How did we get here? I don't even remember. All right, we go there, right? He comes over and then we come up. It's all over. What's he gonna do? Look at this. He sacks over here. Spiteful sack. There we go. Oh, he's got a check over here. What does this lead to? Hope nothing, right? There you go. He's safe. No knight fork, no knight check, no knight nothing. There you go. Game over. What, rook A? Rook A8, huh? Look at this. All right, so anyway, there you go. There's a little side game. A little crazy attack. Who knows how. Look, folks, even if it's not sound, I could have let the engine run and played better moves, you know. The point is, your opponents, I've said this in other games when we're analyzing, right? You go over these Morphy games with me, you'll have so many attacking ideas, combinations, you'll put them together, right? I mean, your opponent's under 2,000, forget it. He's going to crumble, folks. He's going to crumble. You're going to have plenty of games, you know, where you just destroy them, blow them off the board. Have a lot of fun, All right, that's what this is about. I mean, heck, it's a game, folks. Come on, I heard people say chess is science, chess is life. I mean, all the philosophers and all the scientists to this game. I mean, forget about it. It's a game, folks. It's a game. And games are meant to be fun. You play them to have fun. Isn't it fun when you destroy your opponent, when you make them leave the board crying? I mean, come on, this is what it's about, right? You've disgraced it. You put them in a, you know, a tight jacket, a straight jacket. You make him leave the room crying. He doesn't know what to do, right? Whether he's 70 years old or 7 years old, you know. No mercy, all right? This is what we're going for. Anyway, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Let's get back to Morphy's game, right? Here we go. So I threw in this silly move just to show the threat of F6, right? That's how we got into this sideline, this craziness. All right, so I'm losing my mind, right? Let's get back to the game, okay? There was none of this zaniness right here, okay? So what do we got? We got F6. F6! Okay, stopping Morphy for playing F6, advancing. All right. So now we're on move 17, and in the book, here we go. Develop those pieces. Get that bishop out. Look, he's attacking the rook on A2, right? Okay, so the rook swings up here, attacking the bishop. All right, but the knight's on D6, protecting him. So here we go. Morphy gaining squares in the center, taking control of E5 so the knight doesn't leap in there. All right, here we go. Paulson now trying to get his queen bishop out on the light squares, right? Seems like a pretty useless move, but I guess that's the idea. All right, now look at this. Watch this one now. Here we go. Here come the fireworks. Pawn takes pawn. pawn takes pawn, and here we got knight takes bishop before it can leap out, right? Before it can even get in the game. Look at this. All right, so now, okay. Here is the note, folks. Rook takes bishop was the move. Rook takes bishop would have prolonged the game, okay? There you go. Did you see that? Did you see you're focusing on the knight down up there on the board? All right, don't forget, you got rook takes bishop. That would have been Paulson's move, okay? But what does he do, folks? He takes with the knight over here. All right, because what's coming now is bishop takes check, right? So if you take back with the rook, oh, forget it. You lose the exchange, see? All right, so Paulson sees that at least, right? So he takes with the knight, okay? Like we said. Here comes Morphy taking the pawn, all right, with check. King over. I mean, what's he going to do? Block? I mean, you don't want to lose the exchange, right? Okay. King over, right? Look at this. He takes the knight now. All right, Paulson trying to keep up. Takes back. And now we got the move, folks. Devastation. Look at this. Queen to D7. Game over. You see what's happening? Look at it. Everything's happening. The queen attacking the rook on C8. If the rook moves, he's attacking the knight. If the knight moves, I don't know if he moves, right? He's hanging the rook over there, right? Not only that, oh, you got to be screaming it. You see it, right, folks? G7, look, mate on G7 is threatened. Queen takes pawn, mate on G7. All right, so all these threats. Let's go through the sidelines that the old masters try to show. Try to prove that Morphy's got him right here, okay? Now watch this. If you get a check in, why not, right? It's a check, right? Loses at once against king up, okay? What do you do now, right? What are you going to do? You got the mate threat, right? All right, let's say you take the rook here so you don't get the mate threat. But, folks, you got mate threat over here. Back rank weakness, right? Game over. Another threat. I mean, there's threats galore. Threats all over the place with this queen at D7. I mean, forget about it. There's nothing left. Now, what if he goes over here? He tries it this way. Here we go. Check. Right? King up. Check. King up. Right? Now, look. Now the king's attacking the rook on F4. The rook on C8 still hanging. All right, what are you going to do? I mean, if you go... Now, watch this. This is... Okay, you might see the engine. This made me laugh. What if this guy gives a check, and you take it, and then you... Look at his fork. You go from win to loss. Can you believe it? Look at this. Did you see that one? All right, I know I got the engine going. I know you guys cheated. Half of you probably cheated, right? All right, enough of this. Enough of you wise guys. All right, get the engine out of there. Come on. Let's get out of there. We'll go... Okay. So, I mean, this is just, those are the shockers, folks. You got to watch for these, okay? You got to watch. Now, all you got to do, simply pull, look, you don't want to be a dope and come up, because then you lose it all the same. All right? I just had to throw in the joke, right? Okay, so you come back, all right? There you go. You come back and... I don't know. There's nothing. What could you do? What could he do, folks? What could Black do? I mean, okay. The king is on G2, so there's no queen takes G7, right? There's no threat there. But I mean, okay, if the knight moves, you get mate anyway on the back rank. And if this guy, I don't know, if he moves over here. You don't want to take the rook. Don't look, folks. Come on. You got to dummy up. What are you doing? What are you doing? I just warned you about that. You got to take the knight. Okay, so you win the knight. There you go. There you go. I mean, there's a little battle left still. If Black wants to try to play, tough. I mean, look, I was going to say maybe if you're fighting Karpov with the dark pieces here, maybe he'd put up some hell of a fight. But folks, how would Karpov fall into this to begin with? Come on, what are you talking about? Come on, let's get back to the game. There's another little sideline. Once the king moves to G2, it's all over for Black. Okay, there you go again. All right, so that's another line. I mean, maybe that's Black's best because it has the little trap. Maybe some of your opponents would fall into this one, this one with the check. But anyway, All right, there's that one. Okay, and now you got what else? Was there another line? Where's the last one? Let me see. No, that's basically it. So now we got the game. Now we got the game to go over, right? What does Paulson do in this position? All right, he goes here. Okay, he goes there with the knight. Okay, and no, Morphy doesn't take here. He takes the knight. He takes the piece, and he's again threatening. Queen takes G7, mate. Okay, so what is I mean, okay, look, he goes like this. Let's say this is just for hypothetical, right? He goes here, right? Now, I don't know. Bring up the. I'm just thinking of this off the cuff again. I just shut the engine off. Here I am bringing it back, right? What a dope I am. Okay, I know you could do this. Now, of course, he's going to check. He's going to check first, this way, that way. Because look, if he takes here, did you see it, folks? This is what I wanted to show you. The queen fork. See that? Rook has to go back. Only legal move on the board. Now you get this guy over here. Did you see that one? All right, but he's got an in-between move. He gets that rook off of A4 over there, so you don't win it. Okay, but I wanted to show you that. That's why I want to make sure the engine is on. Okay, so if he comes here, all right. He's trying to be a wise guy. Look, he's checking the king and queen. You got to take this guy, right? Okay, so now he takes back with the king. All right, fine. Okay. I mean, if he just again, let's look at it this way. Look, if he takes here, right? Can you win the end game like this? I'm not sure. Let's see. Forced move right there. All right, I guess not because he doesn't take. He goes here, right? I guess you're gonna win. You're gonna win F6 pawn. Why trade when you can still win pawns with that queen, right? Against the rook. Okay, fine. There you go. Look, F5, big deal, right? What's he gonna do with that one? I know. What if he came? Wait a minute now. When I go here, what if he came up, right? What if he came up? What does this do? Oh, he chases him off with F5. Makes sense. The little moves, folks. The little moves, they're the hardest to find sometimes. Those dinky little moves. All right, there you go. We'll get out of here. What are you doing? You can't do nothing, Rook. All right, he goes back. There you go. You win F6, right? Now when he comes up to block, you go, oh, look at this insult to injury. You're gonna chop off these pawns, boy. I'll tell you, the queen against a rook like this, with the king stuck in the corner, forget it. All right, okay, it's all over. Look at this. After this, instead of minus 11 pawns. Look at this. All right, it's over. It's all over. Do we have to say more? All right. Now, anyway, there we go. We were just off the top of my head right here, just making it up as we go, right? If he brings it back, all right, it's over with this. Okay. There go the tactics again, folks, right? You're chopping the tree down with your tactics, pawn by pawn, right? You're grabbing them. You got the upper hand with the queen and rook against the two rooks. And you're just chopping them down, that's all. Chopping that tree down. All right. So anyway, they try the last line after, again, after queen takes knight. Here's what Paulson, right? He tries this one. Why not, right? Check. Here you go. Check. All right. King comes up. Now you got this rook. Check. All right. Now he brings the king. He's coming after those rooks, right? And at that point, after king to e3, Paulson knew enough to call it quits. I mean, you don't win this guy. Remember, folks, back rank, right? Back rank. This is the whole reason why it loses. Black's lost here. He's busted. Because no matter how many checks Paulson throws at him, right? Look at the engine. Let's play it out. I'm glad it's still on. For those of you guys that like cheating, here you go. Look, okay, the king. Now all the king's got to do is maneuver until he threatens a rook, and it's all over. Because then there's two threats. All right, here comes this rook checks. All right, can't threaten a rook in any way. You move over here, right? All right. So now, all right, you want to go for him with this one, right? Big deal. Now I attack this rook, right? And now there's two threats, like I said. There's mate, queen f8, mate, right? And there's a rook threatened. How could you protect both? You can't, folks. You can't. This guy can't protect the rook because it's mate, right? You can't double up those rooks. You can't do it like this because it's mate. And then this is the obvious. I know. Well, if you try, you try to swing back to protect the back rank, well, you lose anyway, right? There you go. See, all over. Or you could come, don't forget that G7 square still. Look, there you go, right? It's all over. Need I say anything more? All right, let me just conclude with the notes of the masters here. The old masters, they say after resigns, Paulson Sicilian has brought him 3 losses and a draw. Note how Morphy in each game exploits the weakness produced by Black's early E6. What are we talking about? All right, look at this. In every Sicilian, I wanted to bring this up too. Now, I'm no Sicilian expert, okay, but look, here we go. This is what they're talking about. Knight comes out and Paulson with E6, right? And then you traded the pawns, and then the bishop comes out. Now, I think, I'm no Sicilian expert, okay, so forgive me. Maybe you guys want to leave in the comments, I think the bishop, the real reason, it's not so much E6. It's, I think, that the bishop leaves this diagonal. So then D6 becomes a problem. These dark squares become a problem because the bishop gets off of this diagonal. Plenty of times in the Sicilian. I think it's a combination of E6 and the dark square bishop being off the border out of play that lets Morphy put a piece on D6. All right, here, well, let's just demonstrate it to make it simple. All right, me yapping away. Here we go. Here was the first game when they played their Sicilian. Right, Paulson played it. Here he goes, Morphy. Here comes the E6 move by Paulson. Right, here we go. The knight takes, and there comes Paulson. Bishop to C5. Morphy in this game played it here, and this guy, right, well, let's make sure. And this guy pulled it back right there. All right, so now look at D6. D6, dark square bishop not protecting it, right? And how did the game turn out? Well, the other knight came here. Here comes this knight, king knight out. Bishop to F4. Paulson with a question mark. Why? Because we know now, folks, right? We saw the games. Bishop D6, locking up that D7 pawn. All right, look at the bishop over here out of play. No good, no good. I believe he belongs on that diagonal. Okay, now here we go. Let's look at this again. Okay, what happened in the next Sicilian, right? The next Sicilian, here we go. Let me look it up, get the moves correct. Right, that was the one Sicilian. Here comes the second one. All right, here we go. Sicilian, knight, pawn, E6, okay? That's the move we're reviewing right here. Look, bishop out again now, right? All right, once again, Morphy pulls the knight over here. The bishop goes back, right? And then the other knight comes out. Now, in this game, he pulls this knight out first, okay? Bishop comes out. And why did he move that knight first? So he can block out the bishop with the pawn, right? All right, he comes back. All right, but all the same, watch that D6 square now. Here comes the king knight, all right? All right, now the king bishop C4 makes sense now. Look, that the E6 to E5, look at that, opened up the diagonal, right? Okay, so now the king castles. And look at Morphy with the knight to B5. Paulson tries to hit it. Too late. A day late, dollar short. There it is. Into D6 again. And there you go. That was that game, right? Okay. Again, the D6 square, this guy's out of place, right? He's not on the right diagonal. He's not defending D6, right? Okay, so now, here we go. Let's see the next game, right? The next one, what happens? All right, here we go again. Right? E6. Pawn up, pawn takes pawn, knight takes. Bishop comes out. And now in this one, here comes Morphy with a superior move, right? All right, so the queen comes up. Okay, and on this game, he moved the knight over here, right? All right, so now what ends up happening? Knight over there, the king knight comes out, right? King knight attacking the E4 pawn. All right, and what does he do? He takes there, queen takes, dark square bishop gone, voila, right there, voila, however you say it. Knight in with a check, okay? There you go. That happened in that game. All right. So, again, D6. Dark square bishop gone, right? All right, here we go. I like rewinding it all the way. Give me more work, right? All right, so here we go. The next one. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Right there, there's that E6, right? E6, here we go. I'll play it like this, this. Here he comes. Here he comes. All right, and in this game, it goes there. Queen comes out, right? Just like before in the knight. This is the game we just looked at. He takes here, right? Oh, there you go. Game over. Oh, wait, well, my fault. Not that way. This guy first. I'm getting ahead of myself, right? There you go. Well, he takes there, right? Boom. All right, he takes there. There you go. He saves this guy over here. We go this way. He hits here. I take you. You take me. Knight comes up, right? Move 12, right? We just went over it. All right, he's getting ready to castle. Here comes the knight taking the pawn. He castles. There you go. It's in there again. All right, in the hole. It's in the hole. Hole in one. There it is. All right, so anyway, this is what I'm touching on, okay? So we just looked at all these Sicilians that they played, the openings, right? And Morphy takes advantage of that D6. Because like in this case and in the other one, the bishop's totally gone. And then in the other two, the first two, the bishop was on B6, out of place. Right? So I don't know. I'm no opening expert, okay? I'll say it again if I hadn't said it. If I said it, I'll say it again. Well, the point is, I think that, you know, the bishop belongs. I mean, I know you see stuff like this, right? And then the knight comes out to protect e4. I've seen this. Now, maybe you don't do this here because of this. Is that premature? I'm not sure. You boot the knight. Maybe that's not so hot. Maybe black has to play this first to protect e5, you know. So there you go. And then the bishop will come here eventually, you know. However this guy plays, maybe you play him here or here. I'm not even sure. And then, you know, and then the bishop comes out, right? The bishop belongs on e7. And he protects d6. You don't have the hole, okay? Now that's in the C. This is on the e6 line. I'm pretty sure this is how Morphy exploited Paulson's opening in every game, okay? So anyway, you know, you could investigate that. I'm not so much into openings because basically you could play the opening sloppily, let's say, as long as you don't have any, you know, you don't lose material. You get your pieces to strong squares. Maybe you don't play the most accurate moves, but you're playing another player under 2,000. It means nothing. You're going to create your own middle game. You know, you're going to create your own attack. You don't have to worry about perfection in the opening. Masters and grandmasters, this is a different story because you got to have every little edge you have, you know. And it's still, even then, if you have like amazing attacking ability and combinations, I mean, forget about it. It could, anything could happen in that middle game. It's so complex, right? But I mean, the opening, folks, they come in and out of vogue. Don't go crazy, kids, studying openings yet. Get your rating up over 2,000, then you can start looking into openings, all right? Because you've just learned some good opening principles. You go over these Morphy's games, baby, you're going to be well equipped to destroy people under 2,000, okay? That's what we're going for. That's what it's all about, all right? So anyway, there, that concludes this one. I know it was a bit long, okay, but we're getting there. All right, folks. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you next time on Morphy's Games of Chess.